right.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, we good. Uh-oh. My bad. Whoops. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Streambot is good, so we got the bot running on the chat.
Yep, everything looks all smooth on our end.
What's going on, everybody?
Good morning, everybody, if you're living on the East Coast, and good evening from everywhere else in the United States right now.
Who says we can't be in two places at once?
Exactly. That was a crazy last 24 hours here in the weather community. Had a real strong EF4 tornado in Mississippi and also chilling in Alabama there, so that was
oh yeah,
big time event. The preliminary rating was a EF4, and unfortunately there were as many casualties of the storms. 36 people I've heard passed away from that EF4, so that was our thoughts and prayers are out to those communities that got affected by those tornadoes.
36?
I believe so. It was either 26 or 36. Even then, it's still a huge number.
I would like to show some of this stuff, but what is that? One of the vehicles flying around the tornado. That's an actual car? I think we might be able to show that because it's not.
As you see, the lights flicker here. They had EF3, EF4 tornadoes. We're having wind again in here.
I would show. I just don't want to get copyrighted.
Right.
Anyway, so if you guys head on over to Twitter or any sort of social media platform, just type in tornado. Yeah, definitely Twitter. Just type in tornado. Scroll down. Watch these videos. They're definitely pretty crazy. I would show some of them on live stream, but I really don't want to get copyrighted. Since we're trying to build up the channel a little bit.
Exactly.
We're still trying to build up these watch hours. We're getting close. But the subscribers, you guys are absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
We are at like 2,115, I believe, subscribers. So definitely shout out to each and every one of you guys. You guys are the integral part of our channel. We definitely appreciate it. You guys are helping us and fueling our passion even more. Hopefully we get some chases this season. Definitely, I ain't gonna let work stop me from that.
Big time, yeah.
The last 3 weeks, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, the last 3 weeks I've just been trying to get used to the machines at work and overnight shift and all that, blah 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 blah, good stuff, But
this is the first time the whole crew's been together in a while. Both of us been together for a while.
Yeah, that's definitely awesome. And definitely thank you to BDRP. Thank you for the shout out in your last video. Definitely appreciate that. Also, thank you for Dark Waters as well for the last shout out as well. Definitely pretty awesome.
Yeah, they've been a big influence for us since day one, so definitely massive shout outs to those two. If you haven't had a chance yet, definitely subscribe to both of them. To have the content, some of the best cryptic content out on YouTube, in my opinion. Always making a part of my work day. Every time I'm by myself at work, always pop in stream there. Definitely, make it a crucial part of my daily plan.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do, too. Definitely check out Randall Carlson on YouTube as well. Cosmographia podcast. It's definitely a very good one. Very informational. Randall Carlson and the Snake Brothers, Kyle and Russ, they definitely do a good job. Brad does a good job as well. Definitely check those guys out. They're definitely pretty good. So what we're showing on screen right now is actually the future radar here. Let me stop this for a second. And we'll actually loop this back a little bit. So let's just go to one. Why not? It's almost one here on the East Coast. We might as well go there. Do have a special weather statement up here near Philadelphia. Do have a lot of watches and warnings out there. Definitely across the United States. We'll definitely take a look at those. I'll probably go through those a little bit as well, just to give you guys a heads up on what's happening there. But right now, main focus is definitely going to be down here in the Deep South, Dixie Alley. We're definitely going to get a lot of strong storms tomorrow. Justin and I were just looking at some of the data actually, and there was like a 4.5-inch hail signature coming in.
So definitely, gorilla hail is definitely a strong possibility for some of these storms, especially throughout the morning, throughout the afternoons. Definitely a large part of areas that's been constantly getting hit hard throughout the year so far. We haven't even hit the heart of the tornado season. Those tornado seasons year round, but usually late March into early May is usually the heart of what you see most of tornadoes this year. And honestly, in recent memories, I haven't really seen a more active start to the tornado season.
It's extremely active, surprisingly. It's it's definitely pretty crazy.
And that's definitely through that same area. That's from Texas up to Arkansas and all of the Deep South is definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. This hurricane season too looks like to be an interesting one. I will definitely keep an eye on that because we're going into an Enzo neutral phase as well. So we're moving away from La Nina, heading into El Nino, so we're going to have to watch that very, very carefully, especially along the eastern coast of the United States, Florida as well, and then into the Gulf into the later season. There's going to be a little bit more shear in the Gulf in the earlier season due to all the actual rain and precipitation that's going to form down there. So there's definitely a lot of increased or enhanced potential for flash flooding along the Gulf Coast, at least leading up into hurricane season. Then in the heart of the hurricane season, we'll probably see more storms hitting the around the East Coast, curving before the Lesser Antilles. Definitely possibly coming into Florida as well. And as we shift into the later season, we're going to see more storms coming to the Gulf and sort of in that area. So we're going to have to watch those very carefully.
Definitely the weather season is definitely ramping up in a strong way in the coming weeks and months.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Also, Keith and I discussed Friday night. I think it was Thursday or Friday night. We discussed that we were going to start the podcast here in a couple weeks about mythology. So we're going to try to get that going. So it's definitely going to be interesting. We're going to go through a whole bunch of stuff. We found a lot of connections and different things, and it's sort of, each person reads something, they kind of get their own interpretation from it, and that's definitely what we want to do. We definitely want to go through Manly P. Hall's Secret Teachings of All Ages. We definitely want to go through that book. It's very thick. It's got to be, I don't know if it's 1,000 pages or not, but it's awesome.
Probably chock full of information in those.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So if you haven't had a chance, definitely check that book out. Its author is Manly P. Hall, and the book is called Secret Teachings of All Ages. It's about $80. You can get the audiobook. It's about 35 hours worth of information. It's about $58-$60 or so on the Play Store, Google Play, or whatever that's called now, Google Books, whatever the hell it's called
something
now.
Like that, yeah.
But something like that. But that's definitely a good book. I picked up one recently. This one, physics book. A couple of them, couple of different books. So it's definitely gonna be interesting. We'll definitely take a look at some of that stuff later. But let's just focus on some of this weather here. You can definitely see around 2 a.m. So down here near League City, down to the southeast of Houston and Port Arthur, we're going to have some of those showers. Maybe some thunderstorms, some rumbles of thunder definitely mixing in there. And right off the Gulf Coast near Galveston. We're also going to have these little sort of cells happening, popping up here in North Carolina as well. So this is near Cary, Goldsboro, Dunn, right in these areas here. So the I-40-95 corridor here. Definitely get prepared for some rain if you are out and about. Most people will be sleeping around this time, I would at least hope. But you never know.
Also could be a possibility of waking up to a clap of thunder in that area.
Oh, exactly, definitely. And a couple little blips down here by Tallahassee as well, down here in Florida. Main event is actually coming in later in the morning, so we could definitely skip ahead a little bit here. You can definitely see some of those blips popping up at 4 a.m. So to the northeast of Alexandria, Louisiana, down near Jonesville, going across Highway 84 and 28 and 124 here, heading up towards Faraday and Vidalia here, basically going into the Mississippi area. I think last night, the last video I did, whatever it was, I was so tired that I actually flopped these two. I said this was Alabama, this was Mississippi. I was just out of it. So, but yeah, we're gonna talk about that one.
Moving on now.
Oh, let's see here. There we go.
Yeah, you see here, this is 5 a.m. just right to the. This is in Mississippi, so this is just to the northwest of Carthage. This is right over 16. This is above to the northeast of St. Anne, close to 429, right to the northeast of Revive there. So definitely looks like a cell producing there. Could see some brief heavy downpours, definitely some thunder, some possibly cloud to cloud, even some cloud to cloud lightning there. Crossing over to 429 into 35. Also beyond the track going into 25 as well. Could affect Dawsville, Center, Coosa, even far points of Arlington there.
And let's just say that is around 5 a.m. Cool thing is we have access to this stuff, which is
the 3D. It's definitely a large tower there.
That's a big cell.
Absolutely.
Holy crap.
So what you're seeing right now is a 3D scale model of these. The storm right here, definitely the.
That's pretty neat that we have access to that. I love that. So if you want access to this as well, definitely check out Radar Omega. It's about $12-$13 a month or so. It's definitely worth it for sure. They definitely have a lot. There's a lot more updates coming in for sure. So this is not a sponsorship by any means. No, we're not talking about any sponsorships.
I mean, if you
would be nice. But hey, Radar Omega is an absolutely fantastic app. It's
Echo Chops. I don't know why I couldn't think of Echo Chops.
oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and then I was.
I'm like, birds.
Oh, I'm curious now. Okay, so this is composite reflectivity, so it's basically, we'll take a look at that. I'm curious at the dew point at this time. Oh yeah, we're in the 50s. It's kind of low, but that's okay. I mean, still 50s dew point, still up there. Temperature at this time is in the 60s, so we're doing okay with temperature-wise. Let's see. I'm very curious. Let's look at some surface-based Cape values. Almost none there, at least at that time. That could be a very, very large super shower, maybe.
It could be for sure.
Super shower. Good lord.
Supercell composite. Nothing.
Supercell. Listen to the south a little bit.
To the south. So.
Let's see. Storm relative velocity. 126. So it's still pretty good. It's like 150 is kind of better.
Yeah.
If we can get that, but it's interesting. Each warm sector is a little big warm sector for sure.
Right to the south.
Mississippi. Yeah, Mississippi, Alabama. It's definitely interesting for sure. I'm going to go back to composite real quick. I keep forgetting this is a touchscreen monitor. Whatever. It is what it is. Couple styles popping up near Tupelo, over through Huntsville as well, and even down here towards Beaumont, Port Arthur, if I can speak right, down to Cameron and up to Lake Charles as well. Even into the western side of New Orleans and Laplace here. Definitely be on the lookout for that, right, stretching across I-10, coming from Gonzales down through New Orleans. So if you are on the northwestern side of New Orleans, definitely get your umbrellas ready for sure. It's definitely very interesting. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
That definitely looks insane. Alright, let's let this load up a little bit. 6, there it is. It probably juts to the north, that SRH layer there, and then the Cape layer probably goes up to the north a little bit. So that's near Carthage. And Louisville, I don't even want to pronounce that.
Noxapater. Someone down the lines of that.
I know sometimes X's could be Z's, which is really weird to me, but yeah, that's pretty strong. That looks like a pretty strong cell. We can just sort of break this down, see what's going on. Again, this is model data, so just take this as a grain of salt for now. I mean, it is a very good model, HRRR. This is probably most likely what actually is going to happen. Very, very good. Yeah, SRH values of 304.
And usually, like around 250 is when you're going to expect supercell development. So definitely running that track of the potential there.
Oh yeah, definitely. What's 0 to 1 kilometer looking like? Still within 200, so that's still pretty good.
It's right on the cusp thereof.
Oh yeah, exactly. Cape values 1500 joules per kilogram. Very good, definitely buoyant atmosphere for sure. We're going to see Cape values higher than that later in the day, which is not going to be good. Not going to be good at all. Significant tornado parameter.
Not quite yet, but that could definitely change throughout the day.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Jut up to the north. See if the dew points went up any. Yeah, they went up a little bit. A couple degrees. It does look like that's trying to push up to the north near Jackson, heading up towards Philadelphia as well. Temperatures are in the upper 50s, so they decrease a little bit, but that's no worries at all. That's just right before dawn, so we expect temperatures to decrease slightly just before dawn.
Exactly.
Let me see. See if the warm sector is still in this area. It's just to the south. The warm sector is just to the south of this. So down near Meridian. So we're going to have to watch this. We can definitely see this definitely propagate to the north. Rather easily, especially given the dynamics and kinematics of the actual atmosphere. Do have that ongoing rain up here near Huntsville as well. This is just to the east of Tupelo, through Hamilton, all the way up through Scottsboro. Definitely New Hope getting slammed here with some rain. Definitely down to the southwest of Falkville, just to the west of I-65 here. Definitely up through New Hope, so this will be New Hope and Grant. Definitely getting a lot of rain here. Definitely a good soaker, at least. Definitely, at least in terms of that. This one, these could be prefrontal confluence bands as well. So this cell could mature. We have to watch this one as we progress. This Tuscaloosa cell can definitely go up to the northeast.
Towards Birmingham, that looks like.
Yeah, that's going to be intense. A little bit of rain coming down into New Orleans as well. So definitely on the lookout for that.
Looks like just on the 990 there.
Oh, yeah.
just to the east there, Thibodeau there.
Ooh. A lot
So
of rain.
things to come.
It's gonna be soupy down there.
Oh yeah,
for sure. It's not gonna be.
Dew points definitely in the upper 60s, low to mid 70s are definitely a favorable environment for these storms to feed off of.
It's gonna be like walking into a freaking can of chunky Campbell soup.
With the lid still on.
With the lid still on, yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine.
And I'd be saying like previous video chats, like the atmosphere is just absorbed these like a sponge, like we said, and it's just gonna wring out all that rain, all that moisture in this area too. So
oh yeah, it's
so think of it as that pretty much as an analysis I like to always think of, just like a sponge absorbing it, and when it absorbs too much, it's gonna wring it out, and then that's when all the moisture comes out, and just all the heavy.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Just
go grab a sponge from your kitchen, fill it up with some water, and wring that. Oh, I almost said something. Wring that thing out. And that's basically what it is. You know, it absorbs all that moisture. These storms, you know, they absorb all that moisture, all that craziness, and definitely can produce very quickly. There's that cell that actually goes up towards Birmingham, so it definitely ticks up in intensity onto the northwestern side of Birmingham, crossing 22.
Yeah, 22. Some of these towns, in fact, include Adamsville, Graysville, Brooksdale. Just across, it continues. We go to possibly Gardendale, Fulmondale, crossing into 65. So that's going to just to the north of downtown Birmingham, some suburbs, possibly North Birmingham, Turn City, East Lake. Ooh, Huffman might be getting affected.
Where's that at?
Right to the north there. Hey.
Oh,
I gotta visit there sometimes. Pay my respects.
Oh man!
And then we got another storm, just about to cross into Mississippi into Alabama. There looks like this will be crossing 792 there to the town of Togo. There, some of these impact. This will be crossing into 14, possibly crossing into Archer in Mississippi.
Yeah, Archer, Mississippi. Definitely be on the lookout for this storm. Is this Mississippi, or Alabama? Alabama.
That's Alabama.
There we go. I flipped it again. I'm sorry, folks. This is what I do. These storms to the south are definitely going to be an intense one. We're going to have to watch this up by Brent and Montevallo here, across 65 again, up towards Alabaster here. So we're going to have to watch that. You got all that rain shield up to the north as well. Huntsville, Chattanooga, definitely getting in on it. Florence, do have that rain definitely creeping in on the city of New Orleans tomorrow. So if you Dark Waters, if you're going out and about tomorrow, or anybody from New Orleans listening, later, either now or later, I guess I should say, either live or on demand. So definitely be able to look out for some rain. Definitely in the city of New Orleans tomorrow around 7 a.m. Even Baton Rouge starting to get in on that action as well. Jackson, Louisiana, all the way up through Macomb and possibly even to Hattiesburg. We're going to have to watch Hattiesburg later on.
Yeah, Hattiesburg into Monroeville, Alabama. Definitely a bullseye area for sure in later storms.
Ooh. Wow. That's a big cell going into Georgia as well.
Absolutely.
But if you take a look at this, guys, so this is 8 a.m. So if we go down to the south of Birmingham, we kind of have this. I don't know if this is going to be 3 cells or just one. We'll see what happens here. If that's one cell, that's going to be a massive cell.
Absolutely.
This is just to the south of Alabaster, right along I-65 here, down through Calera. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, down through Jameson.
And this is definitely going to be a prime possible traffic inducer area. Everybody's waking up, possibly going to church in the morning. Definitely want to be on the lookout. Definitely want to be weather ready.
Oh yeah, today is Sunday. Ooh.
It's Sunday, so yeah, definitely going to be a large traffic area in this area, especially in the Bible Belt areas.
Oh
as
yeah,
it used
for
to
sure.
Be. So definitely, you guys attending Sunday services, definitely be weather ready. Keep your eye on the sky. Definitely keep in contact with your local officials and make sure you guys have the latest updates as you walk out and do any plans tomorrow. But definitely,
yeah, keep your cell phones charged. Definitely get your weather radios out if you got them. Definitely carry those with you. Definitely be on the lookout for some of these cells. We're definitely going to be very, very strong.
Looks like we've got some bean-shaped shells right there.
This one's going to be intense.
Cave Springs and Cedartown there.
Up to McCord Crossroads. This is going into Georgia here.
Oh, that could be downdraft, especially we see that curve right there could be potential.
Oh yeah.
As updrafts go up and then downdrafts go down, definitely could be seeing possible rotation in that area just by the shape of it.
Oh yeah.
That big kink right there just to the south of 411. Could be a really huge potential inflow notch right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely gonna be a lot of winds wrapping around as well, and you could get that circulation flowing in here. You could definitely start to get definitely some reef spin up tornadoes as well. So we're gonna have to watch that. I hope I do this right. There we go. Nice. Radar Omega is. They have a lot of updates, and they're very good updates. Definitely love these updates. Ooh.
And this could be a big time hail event. Definitely a gorilla.
Oh yeah.
Definitely potential here. Just crossing into out of 85, approaching I-85 there, just to the south of Federal Hill. So if you're in the Plantation Manor, Pleasant Grove area, crossing into 85, possibly going to 27, anywhere from Big Spring to Pioneer Village, Oak Grove, definitely be on the lookout for this.
Ooh, that could be a monster cell.
Oh yeah, for sure.
71 DBZ for radar reflectivity as well. Whew. Yeah, that's going to be a gorilla hill. This is going to head up towards Griffin as well. Let me get some more towns in here. Greenville, Gay, Hilltop, Ridesboro, Williamson, Griffin, all the way up through Locust Grove, Jenkins, even into Jackson as well.
Oh yeah, there's a new feature I think you showed me where you can actually track the little.
Oh yeah. I just don't know how fast these are going to be going though. Oops.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, they're probably going to be moving at least 50. So
50,
if we just do 50 in here,
just for a base.
Yeah.
You think the official measurements and time, actual miles, just a rough estimate to say the storm is 50 miles an hour, just could definitely just a track of when it could be in that area. So just for example, if this storm is moving at 50 miles an hour, these are just some of the times it will be, say, Big Springs at this time, 8 a.m. will be there in 3 minutes.
Yep.
Stovall will be in 5 minutes.
8:05.
Odessa Dale in 9, Thompson's Crossroad in 14, Greenville in 16. So this is a rough estimate. These can be faster and slower depending on the storm movement.
Exactly.
And it's actually affected a decent population of about 32,000. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
On the lookout there.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty crazy.
So like I said, don't look at that as the storm's going to be moving 50 miles an hour. It's just going to be just an example of just showing what it could be, where in the track the storm's be. This is just an example.
Ooh, 169,000 in the path of this one.
Yeah, so again, this is for example, this is moving at 50 miles an hour. It could be more, it could be less. This is just a rough estimate of how storms usually move, in that 50-mile round range is a good estimate of what we use.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they storm motions could be faster, could be slower tomorrow. Just depends on the actual frontogenesis and the actual pattern, the upper level movement as well. That's just intense though. It's gonna be intense for sure. Let me see, 9 a.m. More gorilla hail definitely near Ashland, Harkins Crossroads, heading across Highway 9 here down through Glades. Eventually into Cooley Crossroads and even W.W.A, which is an awesome name. Yeah. That's right along 431 there. So definitely this is around 9 a.m. So we're going to have to watch these cells very, very carefully, especially this one.
Yeah, Barnesville, right?
Unfortunately, it's kind of getting that nasty shape that we really don't like to see on radar. You kind of see that kind of curvature, and if it gets that V notch as well, that'll be a classic supercell. This is around 9 a.m. tomorrow. So this is near Meansville. Zubalon is right along 19 here. But that's intense. Oof. It's not getting that. It's getting that nasty structure on it too.
Unfortunately, I have to call it the everlasting gobstopper shape. You get each layer, each layer, the more you deeper and the more stronger it
exactly
gets.
A couple cells over here as well, down towards Shady Dale, Imperial, Eatonton, maybe. Those could be two interacting cells as well.
There'd be a potential energy transfer as well, depending on what the future radar shows.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to watch this. So far, Atlanta's been dodging the bullet. You kind of, you guys are gonna be sort of. I don't want to say in the clear because you're probably gonna see some drizzle and light rain as well.
Sorry.
I didn't hear nothing. That was the stove.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Roland Spring up through White, Aubrey, Subtly. So this is along I-20 and I-75 here. This is towards the northwestern side of Atlanta. Oof. We like to do it here. We definitely like to do. Oh God, Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, Tuscaloosa definitely a big college area, home of the University of Alabama Crimson Tides. Tough loss. for your basketball team, but it is what it is.
Ooh, 188,000 people in the path of that potential storm. Even Tuscaloosa as well. About 9:30, 9:32 tomorrow. We're going to have to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's...
I hope I can actually get up tomorrow.
Same, honestly. Before I even go, I have to go to work at 3 damn.
Oh, I know. That's what sucks. There's these prefrontal confluence bands down here as well, right out in front of Hattiesburg. So we're gonna have to watch these. These could definitely become mature supercells very quickly. And unfortunately, Hattiesburg is gonna be in the path of some of these storms as well. Yeah, it looks like New Orleans is getting into some heavier pockets of rain tomorrow around 9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m. So definitely be able to look out for that. And what did it just do for a second? Okay. It's like, please do not freaking do that.
No.
Ooh. Good Lord. Okay, so this is when Atlanta's going to start getting hit around 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Surrounded. Literally completely surrounded, 360 degrees. Oh, yeah, about that.
Yep. Augusta, just to the north of Augusta, getting hit as well. That'll be some strong hail makers of these storms for sure.
Oh, God, these are going to be massive storms. These are going to definitely a lot of hail for sure. I wish there was I don't think there's a composite for hail, for future hail. That'd be cool.
It would be.
Yeah. Cape values are going to be intense. Yeah, 2,400 joules per kilogram.
I saw 3,000 briefly somewhere. Well, maybe not.
It probably is around, yeah, probably getting close.
So that's
2,500
for sure.
That's intense. Even New Orleans down here getting in. There could be some convective rain showers for sure. Definitely possible flooding tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely potential for that tomorrow at least. So that's interesting.
Yeah, is that 10 a.m. there?
The only thing is I wish this thing was faster.
Same.
I need to get a better computer. I've actually found a really decent one. Like that's super. It's not like it's better than this one, and it's not like super top of the line, but it still is. You know, it's like top of the line, and it's not like extreme top of the line. You know, where it's like super expensive. This one's like $1,400, which is a lot. It's a lot cheaper than the other ones I've been looking at. They're like 2,000, $3,000. It's like, what the hell?
Right. Yeah, look at that strong southern land now. Finally getting to the just to the south there. Some
It's around 11 a.m. tomorrow. Definitely, possibly some hail down here near Forest Park, Morrow, right along Highway 675 here.
And some smaller towns include Rolling Meadows, Homestead, Sun Valley, Woodall Acres there, off of 675 there. Wow. And going in deeper.
Fernwood and Dillonwood. Definitely. I hope ooh, purple.
Big time there.
Big hail core here heading into Rose Hill, up through Stevens, right along Greensboro Highway.
Greensboro Highway there, yep.
This is near Elder, Rose Hill, and Salem, and Rayswood as well. So definitely be able to look out for some of this interesting cells here. Take a look at these cells in South Carolina as well. I-26 heading into Chaplin, White Rock. Just to the west of Columbia, definitely some hail potential for sure. For some massive gorilla hail here in Spring Hill, probably around Wallaceville, White Rock as well, right along I-26 corridor here. It's around 11 a.m. tomorrow, so we're going to have to watch this. And you have that sort of linear structure going straight across. This is sort of multicellular, so there's going to be a lot of flash flooding events for sure, definitely training over some of the same areas. Even tomorrow between Laurel and Waynesboro, I definitely think down here is going to be an interesting area for sure. Southern Mississippi is going to get very intense as we head into the afternoon hours here.
I agree 100% there.
If we just skip forward just a little bit here, and this is 3 p.m., you can definitely see some of these cells, especially down into north of Hattiesburg here. Definitely can get into some of the action. Let me go back just a little bit.
One looks like.
Yeah, check out
so
these
church
cells.
is now just letting out for most places, and 12, 1 o'clock is where
exactly.
Definitely another high traffic volume area here.
Exactly. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people out on the roads, especially just be careful.
Ooh, look at that cell just to the north of Florence, North Carolina.
Oh, that's a big one.
South Carolina, yeah. So that's you're down to International Speedway there. That's Wachovia Hills, Mechanicsville, Sandridge, Quinby. So this is off of 95-34. So for it is just north of the Grand Strand there. There's more towards inland South Carolina. So
definitely Definitely be some hail up there as well.
This is almost close to the PD area there, so definitely be on the lookout there for Florence there, Darlington.
Ooh, some of these cells, and I'm surprised. This South Carolina. I'm really curious now. South Carolina's in a slight risk.
There might be an increase if they stay like this.
Yeah, there might be a double-pronged enhanced risk definitely down here, and then later on in the afternoon. Yeah, sort of like the noon lunchtime hour.
Definitely interesting to see if they update it tomorrow morning into the afternoon time.
There could be a moderate risk for sure. Definitely. I don't like the way this cell's looking either.
No, that's
Senior Pine Hill, McWare, Thomasville, Round Hill, Hessel. This is what, Alabama.
Yes, that's Alabama.
Southern Alabama. Wow. So we can actually extend down to. Ooh. That one's not looking good.
Look at that stretch right there.
Yeah, that's not good. This is
if you're looking this up, this is Horry County and Georgetown County, so this is definitely a stretch. Very well familiar with it. So this is the Grand Strand. This is along the Grand Strand there, stretching from just to the northwest of Myrtle Beach, going down to Georgetown County. So it's definitely going into the low country there of Charleston. As familiar with these areas, this is definitely some when you get closer to the coast there. Some, especially in Murrells Inlet, Garden City. These are some low-lying areas, especially that is prone to flooding easily. So definitely be on the lookout in that area, especially if there's a King's Tide, if it's a possibility there.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not going to be good there.
There's our boaters just to the south of Jacksonville there, just around that bend there in the north and South Carolina.
Look at that hook, possibly trying to form there up by Boiling Spring Lakes and Cure Beach here. Out south of Wilmington could definitely get rocked.
Strong water spouts there possible, so any boaters out there and any fishermen out there definitely
look at this one.
On the lookout.
This one's could be intense too. Denmark, Bamberg, and Govan here.
And then just to the south of Warrensburg, there are strong.
Oh yeah, these are definitely gonna be a lot of supercells out there tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And southern Alabama tomorrow night can definitely be very intense. So this is tomorrow afternoon around 4 p.m. Definitely Mount Vernon, Frisco City, definitely through Dozier, Brantley. This is right along the I-65 corridor. So it's definitely intense.
For sure.
We do have a little bit developing behind this as well into central Louisiana. And even some stronger cells developing down here. We get some actual locations for you here. Try to zoom in a little bit more here. See if this works. Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Down to the south of Maryville, to the west of Singer as well. So it's definitely, this is heading from Texas into Louisiana here. Could definitely get definitely hammered by some rain, maybe some hail as well. So it's definitely interesting. Let me flip this over to Pivotal Weather quickly. Hopefully this will work out. Yep. Just going like super slow today. Maybe I should close Twitter out. That might be possible. Close that out a little bit. There we go. Nice. So we do have that enhanced risk down here through eastern Louisiana, all the way through sort of southern and central Mississippi, over through southern and central Alabama as well. And that massive slight risk, which is definitely very, very crazy to see. That's a very elongated area.
Yeah, but it looks like it stretches all the way from Wilmington and Lumberton, North Carolina, all the way down to close to Shreveport, Louisiana. There's definitely a long stretch of the south central United States there.
Oh yeah, for sure. We do have that marginal risk up here near Chicago as well, down to portions of eastern Illinois, as well as Indiana as well, and even possibly even into northwestern Ohio. So we're going to have to watch that very carefully. Let me try to zoom in a little bit on this.
There we go.
I don't want it to block the stream too much. Let me see if I can do a little bit more. There we go.
There we are.
Wow.
So this is a summary here. This is for south central Alabama. So scattered severe thunderstorms should occur Sunday through Sunday night from far east Texas into parts of the lower Mississippi Valley and southeast. Large hail to very large hail.
Definitely.
Should be in the main threat with any supercell. Damaging winds and a few tornadoes are also appear possible. So the first part we'll talk about is from far east Texas into the lower Mississippi Valley in the southeast. So this is some of the parts we focus on throughout this live stream. So with this, scattered thunderstorms will likely be ongoing at the start of the period Sunday morning. Across parts of Alabama to Georgia, the activity will be aided by a modest southwesterly low-level jet focusing along a stalled surface front, giving the strong, deep layer shear and moderate Cape forecast. Some of this convection could be very supercellular and pose a threat into mainly large hail. I see some of those purples on the radar, so
that was definitely insane.
yeah, gorilla hail is definitely a very strong possibility. So these thunderstorms should spread eastward throughout the day across Georgia into parts of South Carolina and North Carolina. Most guidance suggests at least weak destabilization should occur along the south of the front ahead of the morning thunderstorms. Some guidance suggests that this convection may evolve into a small blowing cluster with time Sunday afternoon and pose more of a damaging wind threat eastward into North and South Carolina.
Exactly. That's exactly what we saw on some of that model data as well.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And then further west, additional robust convective development appears likely Sunday afternoon from far eastern Texas into portions of Louisiana and southern and central Mississippi and Alabama, which we looked at. This activity will be related to the glancing influence of a shortwave trough progressing across the southern plains to mid-Mississippi Valley and persistent low-level warm advection atop the surface front. Moderate to locally strong mixed layer cape is forecast along Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, which we saw some values. We'll actually take a look at that a little bit on the QT diagrams there and the photographs as well. Along and south of the front by Sunday afternoon, as both diurnal or daytime heating occurs and low-level moisture advances slowly northward. Steep mid-level lapse rates should also overspread parts of the region. Deep layer shear of 50 to 60 knots. So about 65, 70 miles per hour or so, associated with the enhanced southwesterly mid-level flow, will easily support supercells with any convection that develops across the frontal zone. So it's definitely going to be very crazy.
So definitely the main threats here is definitely going to be the large hail for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And then so the threat of it will appear greatest Sunday afternoon and evening with the initial semi-discrete supercells, which we see some of those bean shape as well as some of those just separated cells are going to be the strongest there. Isolated, very large hail is also possible, although low-level flow shear appears modest throughout most of the day. A southerly low-level jet should modestly strengthen some in the evening. A threat for a few tornadoes should likewise exist as low-level shear gradually strengthens. Damaging wind also appears possible along the south of the length of the front with any surface-based convection.
Exactly.
And this is also part of the marginal risk of the eastern Illinois into Indiana. Though tough thunderstorms may develop Sunday afternoon across eastern Illinois as low-amplitude short-wave trough overspreads this region, although low-level moisture should remain limited, enough weak instability may still develop for the day as mid-level temperatures cool with short-wave trough passage. With some enhanced low-level flow forecast, convection can develop and be sustained, may pose an isolated wind damage, which is funny. This actually kind of happened either late last year, early this year, where there was actually confirmed tornadoes in this area too. So there's definitely... there's a lot of focus on the southern storms, but as we've seen earlier this year, I think it was, I want to say it was January maybe, where we had those Selma tornadoes. There was also tornado threat in this area as well, and we actually saw on the radar that they actually had confirmed tornadoes in this area. So definitely a tornado is not ruled out the possibility there.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So some of these areas are actually pretty forgotten sometimes, in terms of, because everybody focuses on the actual main event. And people actually don't focus on some of these other areas that probably should be focused on. Mm-hmm. So let's see here. I'm curious. Yeah, very curious. Let's go down here. Let me go back to composite reflectivity here. Actually go into, we can go 9 a.m. That would probably be pretty good. Some of these cells just to the west of Hattiesburg. We'll take a look at some of these QT diagrams here. It's a little cut off. Let me fix this a little bit here on the fly. There we go. Drag that over a little bit. There we go. Fix that. Hopefully that works. There we go. Alright, so this is just to the west of Hattiesburg here. We do have a sort of elongated hodograph here, but there's still a little bit of curvature. At least sufficient enough for tornadoes to develop as well. So we're going to have to watch this. Just give you a time frame. This is around 8 a.m. tomorrow. But let's take a look at some of this. Definitely a very, very prominent elevated mixed layer. It's going to help carve out those low-level clouds as well. And mid-level clouds definitely start to develop. Maybe some of that daytime sort of initial morning heating as well as the sun rises there. SRH values of 175, so we're doing pretty good there. At least in terms of SRH or
Usually anything 150 above is what you
yeah,
want
exactly.
for at least like organized cells. Like this where it start at, and then usually around 250 is where
Yeah,
you get most of those super cells.
exactly.
So even then, like even some like storms like even below that, you still get the chance of tornadoes as well as you
Oh
see.
yeah, for sure. We have a surface cape at a little over 2,000 joules per kilogram, forecast to go up over 3,000, so it's definitely going to be a very, very intense day. Critical angles are expected to increase as well. We're at 54 at that current time. It's about 8 a.m. tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be an intense day. We definitely have significant hail chances tomorrow. It's definitely going to be one of the biggest threats,
Absolutely.
especially for guerrilla hail. It's not going to be good. Ooh. Curious to see Lagrange real quick. Oh. Nasty looking. We do have a little bit of a cap also, though. Convective inhibition there, minus 99, so that's going to help sort of erode some of those cape values away. But later in the day, that 99 isn't really going to make much of a difference.
Not really at all. As it goes up to well over 2,500 there. You see some curvature in the photograph there towards the 40 mark there.
Oh, yeah.
The critical angle's at 14, then SRH values at 168, that forecast to be 172 later, so definitely some omega values, so there's definitely going to be some damaging winds possibly as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I said, 4.25 inch hail possibly
Absolutely.
tomorrow in some of these storms, so that's massive hail.
Big time.
70% chance of significant hail. Lots of omega values coming in as well. We're going to have a lot of precipitation, a lot of wind. So traveling out there, you guys going to church and stuff, definitely be on the lookout for some of these. It'll definitely be intense. This is to the southeast of Birmingham. A little bit of low-level shear there. 132 for the SRH values. There is a large cap in place, though, 162.
But then once again, it doesn't prove.
Yeah, it's not going to do much later in the day. Unfortunately, that cap's going to break, and these storms are just going to fire off very, very rapidly.
Once it gets more heating of the day and more of that humidity to tap into.
Exactly.
And looks like we might get some fog in here as well, as the dew point and the temperature there is going to be close to. So a lot of
yeah, there's going to be a lot of cloud matter in the air tomorrow. Definitely a lot of friction in the atmosphere. So definitely be on the lookout for a lot of lightning tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely.
We go into 9 a.m. Ooh, some of these cells up to the north of Hattiesburg. 151 for SRH values. Cape is at 2,069 already at this point. This is 9 a.m., so it's definitely pretty crazy. Temperatures at 71, the top a 69-degree dew point, so definitely a lot of fuel in the atmosphere for these storms. Precipitable water values at 1.58, so we're definitely going to have some classic to high precipitation supercells tomorrow. So that's definitely not going to be good in terms of hail, and unfortunately in terms of visual tornadoes. Any tornadoes form, they're definitely going to be on top of you rather quickly, unfortunately.
Raindrops one of the more dangerous ones.
Yeah.
It's hard to see for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It just wraps in there and then...
This cell looks nasty.
Oh, it does for sure.
Yeah, it looks nasty. 192 for SRH. Cape is at 0, though, which is pretty interesting. But then it's forecast to jump back up to 1717. Photograph is a little bit curved. It needs to sort of get more curvature on the southern end of it, towards the surface here, just to get more surface-based sort of ingredients mixing in there. Still some severe. It's definitely pretty intense. But it's starting to get that nasty shape that we don't like to see.
Oh, yeah.
We like to see it, but a lot of people don't like to see it. So 10 a.m.
Definitely a lot of activity towards Georgia's one, and that cell just crossing into mid to Alabama.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be intense.
Almost got it wrong again, but we caught ourselves there.
Cape at 2239. Forecast to go almost to 3,000. And 73 on top of 68, so definitely pretty good. SRH value is a little low, 112. But that Cape might overcompensate a little bit there.
Yes.
Critical angles getting up there, 55. Not much curvature here in the photograph. I mean, there's still a chance. Definitely for some tornadoes. Unfortunately, it looks like the hail chances are around almost 3 inches. 3-inch hail, so that's definitely pretty crazy. We can follow this bean-shaped one to the southeast of Birmingham as well. And yeah, I mean, 2.5-inch hail is pretty significant. 269 for SRH values, so we're looking at definitely low-level shear there. A lot of omega values coming in. Again, high precipitation supercells are going to bring a lot of those omega values in. So that's definitely not good. More precipitation. It's definitely not looking good. Kind of curious. Tuscaloosa's kind of sitting in the sort of openness here. Yeah, a lot of elevated mixed layer. Tiny cap. It's not going to do much to that 1200 Cape. 1.43 precipitate water value, so we're definitely looking at classic supercells. So we're heading into the HP, more like sort of classic though, so that's good news. We're still looking at 1-inch hail, so it's about quarter-size hail at the time. Let me skip forward 2 hours here. Let's go to noon.
You're on the lunchtime there. Church just letting out. Look at that. Ooh, that's so good.
Oh, these are nasty.
Oh, yeah.
These are nasty cells. 50% chance of weak tornadoes as well, and non-supercells. Maybe some land spouts forming tomorrow as well. So the elevated mix layer is starting to mix in the atmosphere pretty good here. 70 degrees on top of 67. 163 SRH values. Cape of 1769. Precipitate water is going back up to 1.56 though, so definitely high precipitation supercells are definitely possible, if not likely. This cell down to the south. Ugh. Oh. 4.5-inch hail.
So definitely grill hail confirmed there.
240 SRH. We're getting there. 62.
Critical hail, so that's getting a little higher there. SRH is where you want it to be for classic supercells for sure.
Exactly. That's not good. This is actually down here. This is actually right near Monroeville, so like where you said earlier. Down near Mobile as well. Definitely want to take a look at this. We have 75 degrees for the temperature. Look on top of 72-degree dew points. It's going to be a lot of moisture in the air. A lot of omega values down here at the surface and the mid levels here, so that's definitely intense.
Echo is real bad.
Oh, echo, huh? Yeah, unfortunately, we gotta figure out the mic setup. I had it figured out before. I think it's just because of the way that these are two set up. But yeah, it's definitely intense. Definitely intense. We'll work on that. We'll definitely work on the echoes.
I thought it was going to because it's a U.S. Army retired. I thought it was going to like military code. I'm like, oh. And I saw the road band. I'm like, oh, okay, I know what you meant now.
Yeah. Well, I definitely appreciate you telling us that. Definitely helps us out. We'll definitely try to get a better configuration. It's kind of hard in a smaller office, but that's okay.
But thank you. Definitely thank you for checking us out, taking the time here to join us here early this morning. Definitely appreciate you joining here.
Exactly. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
If I bring it closer to me, the mic does anything different.
I can try to turn this one a little bit. That way. With a little bit of space in between them, maybe. So, I mean, as we go into the later morning and the afternoon hours here, it's definitely going to get a little bit more intense down to the south. Even down near Tuscaloosa as well, we're going to get in on the impacts here. So it's definitely intense. We'll see what happens here. I definitely want to go into the evening hours here, so 5 p.m. We're going to have some of these cells heading into Mississippi once again, and even over into Louisiana. Unfortunately, we're not out of the woods yet.
Definitely not.
241 SRH, 2,000 Cape, tons of low-level shear there. Definitely chance of tornadoes, but unfortunately, Gorilla Hail is going to be number one. 4.25-inch hail. So we're definitely going to see a lot of that tomorrow. Definitely, no doubt. I'm kind of curious real quick, just to go over here. Just want to see something here. Ooh, shit. That's not good.
Not good at all. Let's see here.
Ooh.
It's definitely a tornado chance. Ooh. Coverage even going below that line there.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I kind of want to go in the afternoon hours when these are coming across. Oh, I'm going to go 2 hours behind. There we go. As they're coming in.
That's Charleston there. Looking at the low country there.
Definitely chance for severe, definitely. I can definitely see some severe storms definitely developing tomorrow down in the low country there.
Looks like a strong cap, but it looks like it's going to recover nicely into a 2,500 there.
That's insane. I'm very curious now. 13, 15Z might be a little too much. We'll go 14Z. I just want to take a look at Myrtle Beach real quick.
So, marginal tornado risk area, so definitely temperatures there, 71 with a dew point of 68 there. It's like Cape values there of 1761, but it's projected to jump up to over 3,100 there, so definitely strong possibility there of something happening.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's not good.
Not good at all.
We'll have to watch this very, very carefully.
Grandparents a warning tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Let me switch back real quick before we head out here. I just want to get something to eat real quick.
It's like a World War 40-second home there in Myrtle Beach.
It is, yeah.
That's our Anna. Going to a twisted our Anna.
It is.
I can't remember the answer.
Aunt Meg's.
Aunt Meg, yeah.
So just
the grandma get the nutmeg of our family.
steak and eggs.
And a frosted egg sandwich.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Alright. Definitely want to take a look at some of these winter weather advisories up to the north of Maine here. So this is portions of south central, southwest, west central, and western Maine until noon Sunday. So we're looking at snow and sleet expected. Total snow accumulation between 3 and 6 inches. Sleet accumulations of 1/10 of an inch. Even light snowfall amounts can accumulate on roads and cause dangerous driving conditions due to snow-covered roads. Gusty winds can bring down tree branches. Definitely possibly some power outages there. Let's actually go over here.
So, still expected a total accumulation of 1 to 4 inches. Portions of southwest Iowa and east central and southeast Nebraska, including Omaha, Council Bluffs, and Lincoln metro area. So this is from 1 a.m. happening. Actually, it'll be happening within the next 23 minutes because there will be Central Time. This will be leading to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, or today, I should say. So some of the impacts plan on slippery road conditions where snow accumulates. So in weather situations like these, there are potential for localized snow above over 4 inches of snow there. So definitely be on the lookout there for some localized slippery conditions in the area for sure.
Heading to church is not going to be good in some of these areas for sure. I definitely want to take a look at this winter storm warning, this lone one. Cheyenne County, snow and blowing snow, additional snow accumulations of 2 to 4 inches, total snow accumulations of 4 to 8 inches as well. Northwest winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour this afternoon as well. This is until 6 a.m. Sunday. Hazardous travel conditions due to icy, snow-covered roads and reduced visibilities in falling and blowing snow.
So almost close to blizzard-like conditions there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Another winter weather advisory there.
Wow.
So moderate snow, additional accumulations up to 4 to 8 inches in the Bighorn Mountains and 2 to 4 inches elsewhere. And we'll expect winds of 15 to 30 miles an hour. These are for the Bighorn Mountains and Owl Creek and Bridger Mountains. This will expire at 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Sunday. Travel will become more difficult as sunset Saturday, especially over Powder River Pass, Granite Pass, and throughout the River Canyon. And in addition to the heavy snow will end earlier in Owl Creek and Bridger Mountains, generally by early Sunday morning. So
definitely will be intense.
Absolutely.
For sure.
That's in that was in Wyoming. No, yeah, Wyoming.
Oh yeah,
Wyoming.
Yeah, you're good. Snow, additional snow accumulations up to 2 inches. Cascade foothills in the Lane County and Cascades in Lane County until 11 p.m. this evening. Plan on slippery road conditions, so definitely be on the lookout for that. We have some massive winter storm watches here as well for the Bernie Basin, eastern Shasta County, western Plumas County, Lawson Park, West Slope, northern Sierra Nevada counties, including portions of Interstate 80 and Highway 50. It's from Monday afternoon through Wednesday afternoon. Travel could be very difficult to impossible. Hazardous conditions could impact late morning or evening commutes. So snow levels 3,000 to 4,000 feet in elevation, locally down to 2,500 feet in elevation Tuesday and Wednesday mornings. Heaviest snow will be above 4,000 feet in elevation. So we're looking at 2 to 4 feet snow possible and wind gusts as high as 60.
Wow.
So it's definitely intense. Wow, that's definitely intense. So that basically covers everything. And we appreciate you guys joining us. Definitely thank you for that heads up on the echo there. We'll definitely work on that. I have to sort of rearrange this somehow to figure out how to get rid of that. Maybe invest in some better mics in a couple weeks or so. But definitely thank you guys for joining us. And always remember, never stop chasing.